There's something electric about the moment before a concert begins, the kind of tension that hums quietly in the air, the kind that makes every heartbeat feel just a little louder. But on this particular day in Japan, something shifted before the lights even dimmed, before the music even started, before the stage even came alive. Because suddenly, without warning, two familiar figures appeared, and everything changed. Fans were already gathered, their anticipation building with every passing second. Some clutched their light sticks tightly, others whispered excitedly with friends, replaying past memories, wondering what surprises the night might hold. But no one expected what happened next. And maybe that's exactly why it hit so differently. Out of nowhere, Jimin and Jungkook stepped into view. At first, it didn't even feel real. There's always that split second where your brain refuses to process what your eyes are seeing. Is that really them? Is this actually happening right now? And then, just like that, the realization spread through the crowd like a wave. Fast, overwhelming, unstoppable. The reaction was immediate. Screams erupted, hands shot into the air, and a sea of emotions flooded the space all at once. It wasn't just excitement, it was disbelief, joy, shock, and something deeper, something harder to put into words. Because this wasn't part of the official show. This wasn't scripted or scheduled. This was personal. And that's what made it unforgettable. Jimin, with his signature warmth, smiled in that way fans know so well. The kind of smile that feels like it's meant just for you, even in a crowd of thousands. Jungkook, equally radiant, waved and made eye contact with as many fans as he could, his presence both calm and electrifying at the same time. They weren't on stage yet, but somehow, it already felt like the performance had begun. But here's the real question. Why did this moment hit so hard? Think about it. BTS concerts are already known for their scale, their precision, their larger-than-life energy. Every second is carefully crafted to deliver an experience that fans will remember forever. So when something unscripted happens, something spontaneous, it carries a different kind of weight. It breaks the boundary between artist and audience in a way that feels raw and genuine. And that's exactly what Jimin and Jungkook created in that moment. They didn't need flashing lights or booming music. They didn't need choreography or elaborate visuals. Just their presence was enough to transform the atmosphere completely. It's almost as if they understood something fundamental about their fans, that sometimes the smallest gestures leave the biggest impact. But was it really a small gesture? Or was it something much bigger? Because if you look closely, moments like this reveal something deeper about the relationship between BTS and ARMY. It's not just about performances or albums or global success. It's about connection. Real, human connection. The kind that doesn't need translation. The kind that crosses languages, cultures, and borders without hesitation. Japan, in particular, has always held a special place in BTS's journey. The support from Japanese fans has been unwavering, consistent, and deeply passionate. So when Jimin and Jungkook chose to step out and greet fans before the concert even started, it felt like more than just a surprise. It felt like a quiet acknowledgement, a moment of gratitude. And you could see it in the fans' reactions. Some were laughing through their tears, others were simply frozen, trying to take it all in. Phones were raised, of course, capturing every second, every smile, every wave. But beyond the recordings, beyond the social media posts that would inevitably follow, there was something intangible happening. Something that couldn't be fully captured on screen. A shared memory was being created in real time. And maybe that's why it spread so quickly online afterward. Clips of the moment began circulating almost instantly, each one carrying the same energy, the same emotional charge. Fans who weren't there felt it too, in their own way. They watched, replayed, commented, shared. And the question started to echo across platforms. How do they keep doing this? How do Jimin and Jungkook continue to create moments that feel so fresh, so genuine, even after years in the spotlight? How do they maintain that level of connection, that sense of authenticity, in an industry that often leans heavily on structure and routine? The answer might not be simple, but moments like this offer a glimpse. It's in the intention. Because showing up like that, unexpectedly, without the safety net of a stage, requires a certain kind of confidence, but also a certain kind of care. It means choosing to be present, choosing to engage, choosing to give something extra without being asked. And fans notice that. They always do. But there's another layer to this moment that's worth exploring. Something subtle, yet incredibly powerful. It's the idea of timing. Why before the concert? Why not save that energy for the stage? Maybe because they understood that anticipation is its own kind of emotion. It's fragile, intense, and fleeting. And by stepping into that space, even briefly, they amplified it in a way that no opening performance ever could. They turned waiting into a memory. And that's not something every artist can do. As the initial shock began to settle, something else started to take its place, a sense of closeness. Fans weren't just spectators anymore. They were part of something unfolding in real time. The distance between idol and audience felt smaller, almost non-existent. And isn't that what so many people are searching for in moments like these? Not just entertainment, but connection. Not just a show, but a feeling. And then there's the dynamic between Jimin and Jungkook themselves. There's a natural chemistry there, something that fans have followed and cherished for years. In moments like this, that dynamic becomes even more apparent. The way they move, the way they interact, the way they share the space, it all adds another layer to the experience. It's not forced. It's not rehearsed. It just is. And that authenticity resonates. But let's pause for a second and ask something important. What does this moment say about the future of live performances? Because if two artists can create such a powerful impact without even stepping onto the main stage, what does that mean for the way concerts are evolving? Are fans starting to value these unscripted interactions just as much, if not more, than the performances themselves? It's an interesting thought. Maybe the definition of a concert experience is expanding. Maybe it's no longer just about what happens under the spotlight, but also about the moments that happen before, after, and in between. The unexpected, the unplanned, the real. And if that's the case, then moments like this aren't just special, they're essential. They remind us why we care in the first place. As the time for the concert drew closer, the energy in the venue had completely transformed. What started as anticipation had evolved into something bigger, something more layered. Fans weren't just excited anymore, they were emotionally invested on a deeper level. Because they had already received something meaningful before the show even began. And that changes everything. When Jimin and Jungkook eventually stepped onto the stage later that night, the connection was already there, stronger than ever. The cheers were louder, the energy more intense, the atmosphere almost electric in a way that felt different from any ordinary concert. Because it wasn't ordinary anymore. It had been shaped by that unexpected moment. And maybe that's the real magic of it all. Not just the surprise itself, but the ripple effect it created. The way it carried through the entire night, influencing every song, every interaction, every emotion. It became part of the story, something fans would look back on and say, I was there. And for those who weren't, it became something to feel, to imagine, to connect with from afar. So now, let's turn the question to you. If you had been there in that moment, standing in that crowd, feeling that sudden surge of excitement, what would you have done? Would you have tried to capture it on your phone? Or would you have simply stood there, taking it all in? Would you have shouted, cried, laughed, or maybe all three at once? Because moments like this don't come often. And when they do, they stay with you. Long after the lights go down. Long after the music fades. Long after the crowd disperses. They become stories, memories, pieces of something bigger. And that's exactly what Jimin and Jungkook gave their fans in Japan that day. Not just a greeting, not just a surprise, but a moment that felt real. A moment that mattered. If this kind of connection is what defines BTS, then it's no wonder their impact continues to grow. It's not just about what they do, it's about how they make people feel. And as long as they keep creating moments like this, that feeling isn't going anywhere. So what do you think? Was this just a simple surprise, or was it something more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share how this moment made you feel. whether you were there in person or watching from miles away. And if you want more stories like this, real moments, deep analysis, and the kind of content that goes beyond the surface, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because sometimes, the most unforgettable moments happen when you least expect them.